I'm Cassidy,
And I'm Kennedy.
and this is Threads of Wealth. So often in the health and wellness world, we hear about things that we need to add into our daily routines. Today, we're talking about things that you can take away from your daily routines and even from your household products. We're also going to be sharing about actual toxins that are in these products and maybe even some swaps that you can incorporate. We hope that you take away valuable information, and just remember that today we're really emphasizing our part of our mission, which is wellness without pressure.
We talk a lot about our favorite way to start the day being taking our H2 tab. I mix it with isotonics. I think everybody probably knows that by now. But I love starting my day that way. But something that we haven't talked about a lot is when I can fit it in, my favorite way to end the day is with by taking a bath. They have the hydrogen bath tablets as well. They're called Recover, and I truly do feel just like rejuvenated, replenished, and ready for a good night's sleep when I do it.
Yeah, I love them. I try to take a bath once a week. Aim for more, but at least once a week. And specifically last week, I was sore from just the workouts every day. Yeah. And it was Friday night and I took a bath and I used the hydrogen bath tablets. And usually, I don't notice a huge difference after I take a bath. Have salts and all that stuff, but I seriously, my muscles and joints feel so much better after taking them. That hydrogen that is absorbed into your body, into your muscles, it's amazing to see how much of a difference that makes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're not just saying this, we truly believe in this product. And again, I'm not a huge bath person either, but it's crazy the difference that you can tell. So if everybody listening, if you're interested in trying out H2 tabs, hydrogen bath tablets, you can use code Threads of Wealth for 10% off.
Yes. When I first started caring about the non-toxic things in my house, I felt like I kept having to add things to it all the time. I needed just adding stuff instead of taking away. That's what my mindset was. I just need products that were better ingredients, which is true. But then I think just more into the journey, I realized that there's also a lot of stuff in my house that I can just take away and doesn't necessarily need to be replaced.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at it from a standpoint of expense wise, it's the products that have the non-toxic ingredients are generally more expensive.
Yeah.
And so it's very I guess it was reassuring to know that a lot of these things I can just take away and I don't have to add to it.
Right.
So we're just going to kind of go through a list of things that we've taken away.
Yeah. Simplifies everything a little
bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I just don't think it's talked enough about in the space of you don't need necessarily to keep adding things all the time. Just look at your house and think about what you can take away from it.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I think we talked about in our very first episode, I think we've talked about it in every episode since, that wellness can feel very daunting. It can feel very overwhelming because you see influencers posting about the newest non-toxic thing, or how you have to replace everything in your kitchen and then everything in your bathroom and then everything in your living room, and it just gets to be too much. And so instead of, like you said, instead of looking at, okay, what do we need to add what do we need to invest in order to make our life cleaner and more natural, we should start by doing the exact opposite. How can we become more of a minimalist in a sense? I think in general, that's probably a good tidbit to think about for me specifically, but especially when it comes to things like that, we just need to look at what's not necessary and what's doing more harm than good and just eliminate it.
Yeah, exactly. So the first one is air fresheners and candles.
Yeah.
I used to be a huge air freshener person. I had the Glade or what's the other brand? The plug-ins. Airwick. Yeah. I used to have those all over my house. Candles. I mean, I had candles burning all the time. I will say I still buy candles sometimes, but they're the non-toxic kind, which we'll talk more about, what is in candles that make them so toxic to the air around us. But that one, I mean, those are, I just trying to fill up your space with these artificial fragrances all the time are
Yeah.
doing so much more harm than we think that they are,
Right.
or we give them credit for doing. Did you used to use those, or I know you had
no,
candles.
I was a big candle person. And honestly, like I still like candles. There's a lot better, like you said, there's a lot
Yeah.
better options. But I also think that if things bring you joy, you shouldn't have to feel guilty about it. I think we're going to encounter toxins in our everyday life anywhere we look. And so I don't think that like I got to the point where I was like stressing about it. Like somebody gifted me a candle that smelled good and I was like stressing about, not letting Noah come near it or like throwing it in the trash right away. And I think there's just a lot to say for just like if something brings you joy, like just don't stress about it, because the more stress I have, the more like my nervous system is shot, and then I'm in a worse off space than I am if I were to just be like lighting a candle for a little bit. You know what I mean? But again, there's cleaner options, and so look into those options, and I always try to choose those, of course. But I think I used to light a candle every single night and probably during the day. Like I always coffee table, candle, kitchen counter, candle, just like anywhere. It's just like, it's probably more of like a mood thing for me. Like it just feels cozy. It just feels relaxing. And I'm really bad around Christmas because like, I just love that like Christmas tree smell. But I remember when I moved out of one of my houses before I like started on this really like wellness journey, that I took pictures off the wall and you could just see like the soot from blowing out candles. Like it was that bad. And that's when I was like, because I always used candles were like my not last thing, but they were one of the things where I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. You know, like it's can't be that bad. And again, it still brings me joy, so I still light them here and there. But I remember taking the pictures off the wall and I was like, okay, that what I see on the wall is in my lungs. It's in my body. It's not something that I want to bring into my next house. That was kind of like a eye-opening situation for me.
Yeah. So let's talk about like what's in candles that make them so bad. Because I think that's like, you have to know that in order to know that you want something better.
Right.
The main thing in it is the artificial fragrance in them, which fragrance has is in so many of our things that we don't even know. But in fragrance are phthalates, and phthalates are known endocrine disruptors, which affects our hormones. And so when I found that out, it's very interesting because there's so many things, especially as women, that affect our hormone, or like we have so many hormone issues, I think, as a general population of women in this country. And so not that it's like that is the single source is fragrance,
but everything adds up.
Everything adds up, and once your bucket is full, it's eventually gonna spill over.
Right.
So that's the main thing about the candles. But they, like, I don't know which candles, the non-toxic kind you get. Some of the ones that I get are made simply with essential oils. And then also there are, the other part about candles is a lot of them that are petroleum based. When you light them up, and when you light up the candle, there is toxins like I think it's benzene, that are very toxic, that hurt.
Just
like
release those chemicals.
Which might have been what you saw on your walls. Because that's the stuff that gets that we're breathing, and it causes like immune issues and headaches and those sort of things. So when I found that out, I was like, that makes so much sense. Well, fragrance can do that too. It can cause headaches and like for me, I noticed that when I would go into a house that had like those Glade plug-in things.
You're
I like
just sensitive to it.
I would get like actually sick to my stomach. I'd be like, I can't be in here. And so learning about how that was really connected to the fragrance.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I noticed that too. And it's crazy because you realize how fast you can become immune to something, whether it's good or bad for you. Like, you know, just over time, you know, our bodies get used to the fragrance, they get used to like being exposed to harmful chemicals or whatever toxins it might be. And so just because you're not like having a headache or just because you're not having symptoms like somebody else doesn't mean that your body's not necessarily like immune to it. Doesn't mean that your body is not reacting or that it's not harming you. It just means that like your body has adapted, and that's kind of is a slippery slope, because then you get to a place where down the road then you have autoimmune disorders, you have these chronic diseases, and you have, you know, tons of inflammation, you have gut issues. It's just the list goes on and on. We talk about, or you hear about, like the rise of infertility with women, and it's just like all, again, not lighting one candle is going to do that, or being in a home exposed to like plug-in air freshener. But over time our bodies adapt, even if it's something bad, and so we're going to continue living, but it's all going to stack up. And like you said, once our bucket's full, it's going to spill over, and then we're going to start seeing those like consequences of the things that we are exposing ourselves to. Yeah,
I listened to a different podcast about this. As a lady telling her story. She's struggled with infertility.
Yeah.
And this is not everyone's story, obviously. People struggle with infertility for different reasons, but she got rid of all of the fragrance in her life, body products, candles, laundry stuff, and her infertility issues just went away. And so for her, in her case, that was the fragrance that was causing that. But it's just we just don't talk about that issue at all.
Yeah. Yeah. If you do light a candle, what kind of candles do you like now? Or don't you?
No, I do. Ro Casa has candles now. I think that just started.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've had one of theirs before.
No, they just started. I think they just came out. We have a store in Watertown called Timberbloom, which you know. But and I was trying, as I was sitting here, I was trying to think of the brand of that candle that they have in there. But they have a candle that they sell that is non-toxic.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
Non-toxic because of the essential oils, because it's probably made with beeswax or...
Yep. Beeswax and essential oils. That's the other thing about beeswax too. You should always, it's kind of hard to find candles with beeswax, but at nighttime, burning beeswax is really good for, like, when we turn off the overhead lights.
Yeah.
How that helps with like our, what's it called?
Circadian rhythm?
Yeah, circadian rhythm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Beeswax, when you light beeswax, it actually regulates your circadian.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually...
I did not know that.
I've tried it. And especially like the long ones, like the tapered candles. Yeah. I've tried to like set those out over my house, and and it actually is like very relaxing.
Well, that checks the box for like getting a moody atmosphere for like nighttime winding down. We've talked about before, like nighttime routine that I usually try to use like my loom box, my red light.
Yeah.
But I also, before I did my red light, I love to do it by like a candle light.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, what good is it doing if I'm just like inhaling all the toxins from the candle? And like, I found better candles. I still use my red light, but now that I know that, it could be a good addition.
It even takes away like the beeswax. If you get the unscented ones too, the beeswax takes toxins out of the air.
Really?
Which is crazy.
I did not know that.
So it's actually cleaning your air at the same time. So I get like the unscented ones too, and I just like light them just to help the air in the house.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I like the Lady May is the brand. I don't know if you've ever heard of
that. Yeah,
like their tallow. They have like tallow moisturizer and stuff like that. But they have candles too that are like essential oils and beeswax and tallow. So they make
that's cool.
Yeah, they make the candles with tallow too, which is cool. But I haven't like looked into it much beyond reading the ingredients.
The ingredients.
But, but I like those.
The other one is another one is fabric softener and dryer sheets. Together, which is a big change for people. It was for me too, because I liked the overpowering smell of clean laundry, which what I thought was clean laundry. but really was just like a
That
bunch
Tide
of
smell, you'll never forget it.
I think of our grandma because she loves like laundry that smells like Tide.
Yeah.
She's just like addicted to the Tide. And I'm like, well, it's that fragrance that keeps you coming back.
We used to be that way too, and now like I'll walk by somebody in public and
like, oh, I smell your.
clothes.
I know exactly. It's like so overpowering, but like, and people use laundry softener. I use laundry softener because it really does make your clothes feel so soft.
Yeah.
But what that is a chemical that is coating all of your clothes, and it actually makes towels less absorbent, and it makes your clothes soft, obviously, but it's just chemicals sitting on you all day long.
Fun.
So that's really like the only, I mean, and it's, that was a hard one though, because I did like my towels, especially feeling soft.
Right. Yeah. Well, and like if the Tide or whatever laundry detergent that you're like dousing your clothes in wasn't enough, then you like have the scented dryer sheets and you're like throwing three of them in there with the wet clothes so that they dry and they come out and they're warm and they smell so amazing. And like now I think if I put my nose into like a clean towel that came out of like a laundry load like that, I'd probably get an instant headache. But it's like now I just use the wool dryer balls, and like you never have. It's just crazy because you're like led to believe that, not led to believe, but I think like marketing is a big part of that like without dryer sheets, like all you're going to have is the static. All you're going to have is like, it's not going to be clean. It's not going to be done the right way. But the wool dryer balls do.
They do. I think they do a better job. And then I heard someone give a tip that if you just put like 5 to 10 drops of essential oils on them,
it helps.
It makes that is a good scent for your clothes, and it does work.
Yeah, it does.
What kind of laundry detergent do you use?
Well, see, here's my thing about laundry detergent. I use Buff City, which I like Buff City. I don't think it's the most like non-toxic thing out there, because there is some like, it's a very minimal, but there is some fragrance. Other than that, it's like pretty good ingredients, but I haven't found I've tried a couple others that to me, I still want my clothes to feel clean. I still want my process to get stains out. Yeah. Especially with kids, it's really hard. And so I haven't found something that I loved. I know a lot of people talk about Truly Free. I did use that for a long time, and I know that's like a really good, reputable, non-toxic brand. Yeah. To me, the scent it's not a toxic fragrance, but to me, the scent was a little overpowering. It kind of reminded me of a Tide. It's way different than Tide. This is like certified non-toxic. So I'm not bashing them at all. But to me, it was just like a little overbearing. And then other liquid non-toxic brands that I found I really love, but it's so expensive, and it's like $40 for something that lasts you a handful of loads, and I'm like, I can't do that. So I still use Buff City, but I'm in the hunt for something else. I've tried so many also, because the thing is that because I took away all the softener and the dryer sheets, I do like to have them smell good. I mean, but again, going back to the essential oils, there's a few that do essential oils in their detergent really well. Yeah. I think Molly's Suds does really well at that. Yeah. That's the first one that I found is non-toxic, but like I can actually smell. You like it?
It smells good. Yeah. There's a lot of non-toxic ones that I use that clothes just didn't smell like anything. Yeah. And I mean, that's fine if you don't want your clothes to if you enjoy that though. I do
like that clean smell.
Yeah, I do like Molly Suds for that. They do a good job, but yeah, it's one to get, it's hard to get used to, but I did find it really important because I'm like, we're wearing clothes all the time. Yeah. Like sleeping and every day, obviously. Right. So that's stuff that you're exposed to 24/7. Yeah. So if there's for me, that was a majorly important one because you just can't get away from it. Right. I was just gonna say, and the fact that 2 of my kids have eczema, and that laundry detergent can make it worse.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a huge thing, and your skin is, your like organ, and so like you said, you're absorbing everything that's put on your skin. But I think I'm not like defending myself here at all. But I think like I think it's okay to take baby steps. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like when we talk about eliminating things, when we talk about like making the switch to something cleaner, it doesn't have to be like all or nothing. Obviously, there's like I don't know if I've used the Molly Suds brand before. I think I've used the lavender one, and I'm just not a huge lavender person, so maybe that was my problem.
See, and I'm a huge lavender person, so like they do the lavender really well.
Yeah,
so that's probably why.
That's why I was like, that's just probably
Not
like
yours.
too much lavender for me. I don't want to walk around smelling like lavender all the time. But I think like I just want to remind people it's okay to take baby steps, and like we're not expected to just like be perfect. And it sounds like I'm really defending myself here because I don't use like the cleanest, but I think it's
no, it is totally like there's certain things that that you can't just get rid of everything. And if you want to, then that's great, but it's not, as long as if it's something that you're passionate about, like
it's not always feasible.
Exactly. Okay, so cleaning products, for the same reason that the laundry detergent was hard, or the laundry softener and the dryer sheets was hard, was the same reason that the cleaning products was hard, because I felt like I wanted, after my house was clean, I wanted it to smell like it was clean. Which is simply just not true. It took me a long time. I'm actually still getting used to that because I want it to smell like overpoweringly clean. But so I just was slowly, this is one of those things that I'm still not perfect at. I have some things in my cleaning supply box that are not non-toxic. But I've really tried to just simplify it, because there's so many. This is where I think expenses can add up. We have a toilet cleaner, we have a shower cleaner, we have a bathroom counter cleaner, we have a floor cleaner, we have just the list goes on. And it's like, you can look at like if you do research on what are the basics of what like hydrogen peroxide vinegar, those things that actually clean. You don't need, you can use those for anything. It's just learning how to do it. So anyway,
even
it's
like
been
a soap like Thieves, like
yes, we've talked about Thieves.
We've talked about Thieves a lot, and I love it. But like I use it for everything. You scrub the floors, you scrub the tub, you scrub a toilet, you like dilute it in a bunch of water and spray down your counters after every time you cook something or bake something. It's just like, it truly is an all-purpose cleaner to me, and it still smells really good. Like I love the smell of Thieves. But like I also really like a brand called Koala Eco, and like they have, it's a very good non-toxic brand. They use Australian essential oils, and it's a very clean, very natural, but they are a brand that's like you said, a kitchen cleaner, or a kitchen counter cleaner, kitchen cleaner, whatever it is, glass cleaner, stainless steel cleaner, floor cleaner, all that stuff, which has a time and its place. Like I still really love those products, and I do have them, but it doesn't need to be. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do that. It doesn't need to be that hard.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not ever going to be one of those people that makes cleaning products by hand. Just there are those people out like, and I love that. I would love that, but I will not mix like vinegar and this to make a cleaning product. So I'm gonna buy it. I found I started using the Branch Basics, and I really like that because it's versatile. You can use it for anything. And then they have like the multi-purpose bottle, and then the bathroom. They have like different bottles so that your quantity of soap versus your water is different. So like for the bathroom one, you're putting a lot more soap in it, the concentrate in it, than you are like the general cleaner. So I really like that one. That's helped me cut back on, like, I just clean pretty much my whole bathroom except like the toilets with it. Just something a little stronger. I will give we had a audience member that recommended the Soluguard. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
I bought
did you
that,
buy it?
and
I haven't bought it yet. I need to get
I
that.
did, and it's really good. So shout out to that person, because it's like I like to have something that's disinfecting.
Yes.
But this is more of a less harmful disinfecting spray.
Can you text me later and remind me?
I will.
Because I forgot about that until you just sent that.
Yeah, it's on Amazon, and then it's like a concentrate, and then you just
So what do
so
you
you can
use it
keep
for?
refilling it. Like I'll use that on like the toilets and like things that need more disinfecting.
Yeah.
Sometimes like
Door handles after people are sick and
Yeah.
like all that kind of stuff.
usually once a week I just do all the kitchen counters with that.
Yeah.
Just to
Huh.
yeah. So it's
Really,
because
really smart.
I was a huge disinfectant person, so training myself on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. You just like want the
Clean, all the
You're-
germs.
You know, you're like, it's gone. I can't see it, but it's still there. Like, you
Yeah.
just want to, yeah.
And like when you're disinfecting things all the time, you're also getting rid of all the good bacteria, and then it's just so you want to leave the good bacteria on there, but
Yeah.
that's
That's very true.
Yeah,
It's also like hard to, like, I don't want people to put clean, natural products in a box of like, it doesn't work, so I'm just gonna go back to what I was originally using. So like that Koala Eco brand that I was talking to you about, I love everything that they have except for their glass cleaner. For some reason, I don't love their glass cleaner, and so like you would use that compared to like a Windex, what a lot of people use, and you're like, okay, Windex did a way better job, like I'll just use that. But like, no, it's okay, like I think it's a given that when things are more natural or when they have not as many ingredients and not all the chemicals, like they're probably just not going to work as well. But like, look at other brands, and again, that can also be a slippery slope because then you're just like spending money trying to find the right product. But there's just do the research, like the Rosie brand. I don't know if you've ever heard of Rosie. Like I love their glass cleaner, and so
really?
like
I'll have
I
to go try
have
that one.
like my under my kitchen sink where all my cleaning products are. It's hilarious. It's like a smorgasbord of random brands because I like this product from this brand and this product from this brand.
Yeah.
You just kind of like find out what you
that's
want.
true.
But that's also the nice thing about something like Branch Basics or Thieves is that you can kind of take all that guesswork out of that, and that it works for I mean, I'm not using Thieves on glass, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. And Thieves still remains my number one for sure. I clean all my floors with Thieves.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just so versatile.
Yeah,
And
it
I
really
absolutely
is.
you cannot beat the smell of it. Like for it being a non-toxic cleaner, it smells amazing.
Yeah, I clean the studio with Thieves, like specifically after everybody's done with their workout. Like they all wipe down their reformers and stuff, but then we all go, their instructors or whatever, go back in and spray them all with Thieves and wipe them down.
Oh, wow.
But somebody that comes to the studio texted me, I think it was probably like a month ago, and they had ordered Thieves. And their daughter walked in, and their daughter's in high school, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it smells like Studio 7 in here." That's
awesome.
Funny. I was like,
Do they have Thieves wipes that they use that you use?
no, they do have Thieves. There are Thieves wipes, but not in like a bulk setting.
Okay.
So
But
like
how
I
do-
would spend so much money on just like Thieves wipes. But hey, Young Living, if you're listening, come up with gym wipes because that would be amazing.
That would be amazing. I wonder if there are any
I'll send them a DM after this and see. Yeah, because like right now I just use Wipex. I think is what like the general like gym setting.
Oh, sure.
Because they come, we go through so many of them because we have 4 classes a day or whatever.
Well, and some
it is,
people are
and
grabbing like
multiple
3 or
people.
4.
Yeah, exactly. And so we would fly through the Thieves, but that would be awesome.
That would be pretty
Maybe
sweet.
it's something like that.
Yeah. Non-stick cookware is a big one. Although, you can't just like, you're going to need cookware. So you're going to have to replace it.
You can't eliminate that.
No.
We're good.
But I use, and I know that like not many people would agree with what I use, but I use stainless steel, and I use cast iron too. But stainless steel is like what I have for my pots and pans.
Yeah.
And it's like it just has a lot of mixed reviews because it's non-toxic, but it's very not non-stick.
It's very sticky.
So you have to use
I got stainless steel pots and pans for Christmas, and I truly do love them, but I feel like every time I use them I'm so worried about like screwing them up because I'm like I've heard, and I need to do more research on it, but like I've heard that obviously you're supposed to like warm the pan up, and I think you're probably supposed to do that with everything. I'm just not a very patient person when it comes
Yeah.
to that. But like when you sprinkle a little bit of water in there, and like the water droplets like bounce around. Have you done that?
Oh, no.
Like that's supposed to, I think, don't quote me on it, but I think that's supposed to mean like it's becoming more nonstick.
Oh, really?
But I've done that and I've still had some issues with the stickiness, but it's been better. So I think there's a
I
way.
have to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a-
I like if I use a pan usually like to make eggs and stuff in the morning, it's cast iron.
Yeah.
So like I'm usually using the stainless steel for
Yeah.
the pots, and that stuff doesn't stick quite as much,
Yeah.
like the soups and whatever else.
Right.
But yeah, that is the thing about that with the pots or the pans with stainless steel is they
Yeah.
do get really,
I usually just like I do that, and then I'll throw a little bit of like grass-fed butter in there or something just
Yeah.
to like help
Just
a
you have
little
to
bit,
keep it
'cause
like-
it's like just
keep it very moisturized.
yeah.
Whatever
and,
it looks
and then
like.
you're not like spraying or dousing it in Pam or something like that. You're
Yeah.
at least throwing something in there that you're like comfortable ingesting,
Yes.
but it's not, you're not going to ruin your pan. 'Cause,
Right.
I mean, they're an investment too. You know, they're not cheap by any means. So you want to make them last. And I think if used properly, like they'll last forever.
Yeah.
Same with cast iron. I mean, everybody talks about like cast irons are like heirlooms basically.
I know they
just
are.
be passed
Yeah,
on
just
from
take care of them
generation.
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are, I overlooked a lot the nonstick pans. I think how many so PFAS are what's in the nonstick, the Teflon that's in the nonstick pans,
Yeah.
and which is the forever chemicals, and they put so many of those in there that even someone was talking about it, even like they were testing for all the chemicals that came out of it, and even before they just started heating it up, and it was just like letting off
Seriously?
forever chemicals from the pan. So imagine just
That's
like
scary.
caking your food in that
Yeah.
stuff is just
You
is
get off of
scary.
it multiple times a day, and your kids, and
Yeah, exactly.
yikes. Yeah, that's not great.
So along with that as plastic.
Yeah. I think just like plastic in general, it's hard to completely eliminate plastic. It's like
Yeah.
not that feasible. Like I'm at the point in parenthood where Noah's bottles, like I've always used glass, but she likes to really throw things now. And she's one, so she's not like the strongest thing ever, but like you throw a glass across the room, it's probably going to break. So you just have to, there's some things that you have to find different options. Like glass necessarily isn't always the best option depending on the situation. And again, plastic is cheap. So it's going to be, there's certain things that you are going to have to replace. There are certain things that you can just eliminate when it comes to plastic. But I think like starting in your kitchen is probably one of the most important parts, because like when you heat up, like if you're using like a plastic spatula or something like that, I've seen people that will heat up leftovers in their plastic Tupperware container in the microwave, and I'm just
Yeah,
it
it's
kind of
like
makes your skin crawl a little bit, but
get secure.
yeah. But I think just like really taking the time and looking at, okay, like where's the plastic at in the kitchen? Where is it at in the bathroom? Where is it necessary? Where is it not? And then eliminate from there. Just because I think like there's a lot of options. I think more people are jumping on the wellness train, and like they're not just as a trend, but like they're starting to really understand the importance and like longevity wise why we need to invest in our health on a different level than just like working out every day or eating good food. And so I think that there's a lot of really solid options out there if you are able to take that step and get rid of the plastic in your home.
I for sure have plastic in my house still. You can't get rid of it all, but I would agree with like if you can just try to at all costs, just don't heat up plastic. Don't let anything that's hot touch plastic. That's what releases the PFAS that are in plastic.
Yeah.
Same thing with the nonstick pans. I think the biggest difference that I made was switching. all of the Tupperware thing, the food containers to glass.
Yeah.
Because
Cutting
then
boards.
exactly. Because then you eliminate that heat just automatically. You just don't even have to worry about it. Like you have to wait for the food to cool down before it goes into the container.
Right.
And then also, like, if I'm going to heat it up, I just take it out and I try to avoid the microwave too, which we can talk about another time. But then I just turn the oven on and put that right in the oven.
Yeah.
And it's like way easier than having to take it out of the plastic, put it into a different container.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. But yeah, there's still plastic in my house too. You just can't.
Think like one of the most probably common pieces of plastic in your kitchen are those like cutting boards. I mean, we had
that's true.
a handful of them growing up, and I think like if you go to your parents' house, they probably have one. But it's crazy because you can see like the cut marks. You can see where like you're cutting your fruit, you're cutting your produce, your meat, whatever, and you can see that where those like the plastic is coming up and where it's then absorbing into your food. And so there's like really cheap glass cutting boards on Amazon, or like you can get a stainless steel one too, or like the wood ones too, you know, like finding a good quality wood cutting board is great too. There's other options.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you can physically see like all of that plastic rubbing off of like a surface, like a cutting board, when you just like do one simple like cut a strawberry,
you're like,
that's
oh
when
my
you're
gosh.
like, what am I not seeing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we in our house too, we still have plastic wrap, but I try to avoid that too because that's again touching your food. And I have beeswax wrap. It's more expensive, but like it's
Well, they
have
like the reusable ones
they
too,
do have
so,
reusable
like,
too. Yeah, I use that for like cookies and stuff. But
when I make sourdough, that's how like I use a very easy, people will probably call it cheating recipe for sourdough, but I let it rise on the counter overnight, and I have like a reusable beeswax like elastic cover that I just put over there, so you're not having to like use the plastic
on it. No, that's one that takes time. It's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Last one is, I think, processed foods, although you can still get good replacements for those, but it's amazing if you just like eliminate all of the processed snacks and stuff.
It's just like crazy. You walk into, even now, like I try not to have a lot of like processed stuff in our pantry, or at least like better option processed foods, which sounds funny, but you know, cleaner ingredients. And I was just looking the other day because I'm like, how does my pantry get so messy so quick? And same with my fridge. And it's like, I buy the stuff that's not necessary. And like, there's nothing wrong with snacking. There's nothing wrong with having like, I have a sweet tooth, so like wanting a sweet sweet treat after supper or whatever it is. But it's just, that's one thing that truly can be, I feel like, eliminated. Like really think about, okay, if I'm nourishing my body, if I'm putting in proper foods that are actually going to fuel me, then I'm not going to be hungry in 30 minutes. And I'm not going to think that like I need to go and grab a bag of chips, or I'm going to need to like grab a couple Oreos, or just like anything really. And so I just think processed foods is probably one of the easiest, and I don't know if easiest is the right word, but I'm still going to use it, is one of the easiest things to just like eliminate. So you can just walk through your pantry and be like, that's not necessary. That's
I don't
like,
need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's easiest in the sense of like, we really don't need it at all, but it's probably like we're so used to it and your body can become so addicted to it that it feels like the hardest.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that there's a time and a place for like grabbing a quick snack, you know, like if you have a bunch of little kids like after school, or if like you're running out the door, like I get that. I'm not saying that you have to make everything from scratch every single day, because if you've ever done that for one solid day, it's a lot of work and that's all you can do.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
There's no time for anything else. And so like, I totally get that, but just like really looking at what's in your pantry, what's in your fridge, and eliminating the really harmful stuff, I think, is important.
Yeah, we get like snacks and stuff from Thrive Market.
Yeah, I love
and
Thrive.
so yeah, because like it's just not realistic to not have anything.
Yeah.
Like snacks, but that they have better options.
They do. Yeah, they have a lot of great options. I love that place.
Well, that's my list. You got anything?
No, I think my list is very similar to yours.
Okay.
So I think that, I mean, and also we talk about not wanting to be overwhelming. And I think like if we listed 20 things, people would be like, oh my gosh, like, you know, just start where you can. Start where it's comfortable for you. And like if it's plastic in your kitchen, if it's like walking into your pantry and throwing some things away, if it's like, hey, maybe I don't need to burn this candle tonight. Like, maybe I can do without this.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's great. So baby steps are great, and like literally no pressure. Just start where you can.
Yep, totally agree.
Yep. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's episode. We hope that you are able to take some of these tidbits away from eliminating toxins in your home, whether that's just throwing away a candle, walking in your pantry, throwing away some processed foods, whatever that looks like for you. We want to encourage people that wellness will meet you where you're at. So go at your own pace and figure out what's best for you and your family. As always, if you could leave us a 5-star review, we would be really appreciative of that. And make sure you're following us on Instagram at Threads of Wealth. See you next time.